Welcome back to the channel, Sass Squad. So, Season 2 is here, and I'm casually playing over the days. Some days I haven't really had much time yet. I've been a little busy with work, but this is the tail end of me in Great Ball tier going to Ultra. The few of these matches I'm about to show you. I am running a team that I did feature on my last video, and also my most recent live stream, pretty much the beginning of Season 2, the live stream I did. And I am featuring Mega Venusaur on the team. That's the only Mega. I mean, from team preview, my opponent could think I'm running 3 Megas, potentially. Anyways, this team was extremely spicy, but I wanted to make sure I was... Usually when people bring a lot of off-meta, that scares me the most, if I'm being honest, because I'm not entirely sure what they could be thinking with their team. Like this Rhyperior, for example, I'm like, I have no idea what they're thinking, but I do get a burn off here immediately, and I wanted to fake out Rime, which fortunately I'm faster and they don't fake me out first. They do have Supercell Slam on Rhyperior, so absolutely beneficial that I got that burn off and it didn't miss. So here I decide I'm probably gonna get hit by Blizzard. I'm going to bring in Farigiraf and go for Life Dew to try to pretty much tank the moves and then heal up the squad a bit here. So Rime does get a crit on Farigiraf, which is a little annoying, but it's not the end of the world. And Life Dew goes off. Blastoise is healing up. So a lot of this battle is me just trying to play around this Rime, because Venusaur does have thick fat, so I can, whenever I Mega, I can pretty much tank an ice move, but I really just wanted to preserve it for the late game. I didn't really want to reveal that I brought Venusaur this match. They end up switching out Rime here into Sableye, which I wasn't really entirely sure why. I was thinking the only reasoning would be maybe this is more of a offensive Sableye, and they're trying to use something to get rid of Farigiraf here, because Armor Tail pretty much shuts down any of its priority status moves. And Rhyperior is still just kind of spamming. I'm gonna go for, I think I go for the Flip Turn and Dazzling Gleam here. And it ends up having Pasho Berry, this Rhyperior, so it is able to tank this first water move. And if you're new here, I am running a physical Blastoise on this team. As you can see, it's more of a kind of a supportive role with Fake Out and Life Dew, Rock Slide, and a little bit of a pivot move here with Flip Turn. So I'm going to bring in Altaria here, knowing that I can tank the electric move if they go for it again. Dazzling Gleam goes off and does an okay chunk here. I mean, I don't think I really have any offensive. Like, I don't think I invested anything offensively into this Farigiraf, to be honest. I mainly just have an attack move just so it can do something on the field aside, just because usually you need at least one attacking move, or a Pokemon can sometimes be a liability. But yeah, as you can see, I'm tanking these moves pretty good on my end of the field, and I think at this point I'm thinking, like, what do I do here? I mean, I decided to bring back in Blastoise, and I think I go for Breaking Swipe. I think that's what I'm thinking I might do. Or maybe I might even I go for an attack into, wait, I think I go for the burn into Sableye. That's what I did with Altaria here. Yeah, because it's a physical attacker also, and I figured they're definitely not going to go for a priority move this turn. They're going to attack again. But honestly, I think Foul Play, I don't know, I think Foul Play might still be affected by burn, but I know that it bases its base power off of the opponent's attack. Actually, maybe it's not the base power, it's like its attack is based off of the user's attack. Maybe it's not affected by burn. I don't actually recall. It probably is affected by burn. Let me know in the comments if you actually know that, because I feel like it's something that just is slipping my mind at the moment. I do go for Dual Wing Beat here into Sableye, and I do activate Citrus Berry. So yeah, a lot of these battles in early Ultra League tier and like all that are pretty wild. I really enjoy when people bring teams that are a little more spicy. But I do feel like I felt like I had a pretty decent opportunity here to just keep going for like life dues, trying to heal up my squad a bit here. Yeah, so yeah, that's pretty much what I'm going to do. I'm going to tank these moves. The burns are pretty much just whittling down each Pokemon, and I'm just trying to like position myself a little better. Going for a breaking swipe here just to lower the attack a little bit more and life dew. Blastoise, funny enough, like my team is really slow. Like I don't really have any speed investment in the way I built this team aside Weavile. And it's just funny that I'm just faster here. Blastoise does a great job avoiding this rock slide, but Altaria can live it as well. I thought Altaria could still live even with if the Sableye went for foul play into its slot. But yeah, pretty much light screen, when I put it up, it was almost like pointless because there really was no light, there was no special attacks being used after that point. But Sableye actually goes for recover here. So they're trying to stay alive. I don't know why they used protect with Rhyperior knowing that they were going to die to a burn at the end of the turn anyways, but sure, that's fine. I go for life dew and heal up my squad a bit. I love using Altaria in this format. I've used Altaria a lot in the past in previous generations, but with how dominant weather is in the current format, it's pretty useful to sit on the field with Altaria and like make Blizzard lose its accuracy, Hurricane lose its accuracy. Electro Shot is a 2-turn move again, same with Solar Beam. Even using it to switch in when you know they're going to use a Solar Beam or something like that. It's pretty enjoyable to use in these, like, it's not like that strong. I mean, I haven't really considered using the Mega because I'm primarily just using Altaria for Cloud9. And yeah, so I still haven't wanted to reveal that I have Venusaur on my team. I think I was mentioning that earlier, and I want to play around this Rime a bit more. At this point, I didn't know that they had Fake Out, so that, you know, that was kind of, I mean, I assumed they did, but they didn't get a chance to use it earlier. I do go for the Life Dew here just to, like, upon switching in, tank the move a bit with Farigiraf. Sableye is still just getting punished, and I also blocked the Will-O-Wisp with Armortail there, which was another reason why I switched, was just to pretty much shut down Sableye. I don't know why they used it again, actually, now that I think about it. That was very strange looking upon this. But, yeah, I didn't even notice that actually before. I don't know why I didn't notice that when I was making the recap of this video. Very strange play, considering they could have at least gone for a foul play into Farigiraf. Even if, I mean, to be fair, I don't think it actually really matters. You know, like, yeah, obviously they should be trying to get off as much damage as possible, but yeah, that was like kind of, yeah. In comes Chandelure, which this is probably the first time I've ever seen someone run this. And funny enough, I guess they just assumed I would go for another Life Dew here. But I do go for Helping Hand Rock Slide. It honestly doesn't do a lot, but I'm not sure, like, I don't know, the Chandelure felt pretty bulky, but I don't really have a lot of attack investment either in this Blastoise. But a flip turn should be able to take care of this. And to ensure it does, I actually go for another Helping Hand and flip turn. Here, having the light screen is actually gonna save me, because I did use it a couple turns earlier, and if I didn't have the light screen, I'm fairly confident this Shadow Ball would have actually removed Blastoise, or maybe it would have brought me down the red, but I feel like it may have actually been enough. But yeah, flip turn with the Helping Hand is able to just remove Chandelure. So that's pretty much the highlight of Mega Chandelure in Season M. 1 or whatever it's called. But yeah, I bring in Venusaur here, and it's pretty much game. I think they forfeit here after the turn plays out. But yeah, I don't think the one turn earlier really mattered what they did with Sableye. I pretty much had the game. I was just kind of like playing around, and it took a while to get there, but it was mainly because I have a lot of my support Pokemon in that battle. GG's. So this next match, I had a feeling they might want to lead Sneasler. I wasn't really sure what they would partner it with. Maybe Meowscarada, maybe Charizard, maybe Garchomp, maybe even Basculegion just to flip turn out. I mean, honestly, they could have led anything here with Sneasler. And maybe not Garchomp, but I decided to lead Altaria, Weavile. I don't know if I was able to even show this off on a video yet, but this is one of the combos that I like doing with Weavile if my opponent is unsuspecting with their Sneasler, or if they don't run Protect. Weavile is faster, so I'm going to fake out Sneasler and go for dual wing beat into Sneasler. If it had Protect, this would have been kind of a bad play, but with the fake out damage, Altaria is guaranteed to always knock out with dual wing beat. It's like the only calc I've done with this Altaria. But yeah, I mean, it can even take it down sometimes, but it has to be a high roll if it's at full health. But yeah, that's one of the cool things about this combo. And now they're gonna bring in Ninetales here, and I'm gonna go for a low kick into Meowscarada. Since they did use knockoff, they turned into a just like a mono dark type. I'm gonna protect with Altaria here in the off chance they, I mean, I assume they're gonna go for a Blizzard, but if they try to use Oroville, I think it might fail with Cloud9 on the field. I actually don't know how that works now that I think about it. I feel like it should fail if they try to use Aurora Veil with Cloud9 on the field, because technically the effects of weather aren't here, even though they're still visually here. But anyways, I'm pretty sure that's how that would work. I decided to just go for another... I decided to go for Ice Cold Crash because I actually wondered if they would switch out Meowscarada. And I'm going to switch out my Altaria to preserve it. And I switch in Snorlax. Because I think this is what they were thinking I would do last turn. That's why they went for the Flower Trick. They were going to try to catch whatever I switched in with a Blizzard and Flower Trick. They end up shielding, protecting with Meowscarada. And in comes Blizzard. I'm able to tank that move, so... knowing that they're probably just going to stay in with Meowscarada, I'm just going to go for another low kick. I don't really want to risk missing the Ice Cold Crash. I mainly went for it thinking they might switch it out to preserve it. So I'm going to just go for a heavy slam into Ninetales with Snorlax, and low kick does connect with Meowscarada, removing it from the game. And from here, I am going to just get knocked out with a Moonblast. By the way, if you are watching this video, please hit the like button. It does help my content out a lot. I'm trying to reach 1,000 subscribers on my VGC channel here. If you've been enjoying this video, please subscribe. You can always unsubscribe later if you want, but thank you so much for watching, and let's get back into this. So, Heavy Slam completely annihilates Ninetales. It's not sashed, so that's cool. I really like using Snorlax. I mean, I'm not running Protect on it, so that is a little bit of a problem at times, but I've found that for the most part I've been able to make it work on the ladder here, being in blind matchups. They end up having Charizard here. I'm going to just switch back in Altaria, knowing that I could pretty much tank a Heat Wave and shut down the sun, pretty much removing the boost it gets from the sun. And they end up just protecting here, if I remember correctly. They don't actually Mega Evolve yet, they just go for a Protect. And I'm using Curse on Snorlax. So really good play on my end, I guess. I knew I could tank a move regardless, so I wasn't really too worried. And yeah, at this point I'm going to just Protect with Altaria and go for Body Slam. And they're going to Mega now, revealing they are Charizard. Why? Sun will remove the snow, but it won't really change anything. I mean, it just visually looks different. I'm gonna protect just, I know I could tank the move, but it's more just stall out a turn. And also to see, are they going for Heat Wave? Snorlax is gonna be able to just dodge the move, which is hilarious, but in comes Body Slam, and I get paralyzed on top of that, so that's pretty much game. They're gonna forfeit because now even Altaria can get the kill. GG's. Alright, so in the next battle, this looked a little scary at first. I noticed after the fact that they were running a female Basculegion, which I feel like doesn't have like a... I feel like it's not as good as the male one, if I remember correctly. I think its stats are slightly different. I think it's, if I remember correctly, it's more of a special attacker, but I honestly can't remember it off the top of my head. So I wasn't really sure what was... I didn't notice that until the match started. But yeah, I'm facing a rain team. I gotta be careful around this regardless. So they lead Incineroar plus the Basculegion. I'm gonna lead Blastoise and Farigiraf. I figured Trick Room would be very good in this match because at least I can outspeed everything if I can preserve Trick Room on the team. On the field, excuse me. And I go for Fake Out into Incineroar turn 1, knowing that I wasn't really too threatened by whatever Basculegion does. I mean, even here, I wasn't registering immediately that that's the female one. I'm not gonna lie, I actually didn't even notice until watching this battle. I was like, oh wait, that's a female one. But to be fair, this battle is extremely fast. Maybe they have a rental team. Maybe they're like a free-to-play player using like rental Pokemon. But they just forfeit because of that first play. I guess they didn't like that I got Trick Room off immediately here. I mean, they didn't know what my Blastoise build was. I guess I could have revealed them a Mega Blastoise, and I had Aura Sphere potentially into their like Archeldon. Maybe that's what they were thinking I would do. I don't really know, but I'll take it. Anyways, this next battle, like I said, these Ultra tier battles are actually extremely wild. Like, I don't know what it is, but it's like the craziest battle team comp. I mean, it's like the craziest team comps I've seen playing this game are always in the Ultra tier. It like kind of teeters out a bit once you get in the Master. But yeah, this was a really wild looking team. And because of that, I always like tend to overpredict in these type of matchups where I'm not entirely sure what they're thinking. So I'm like thinking this might be a Mega Gengar potentially. And I wasn't entirely sure what they were. I don't know, you know, I had no clue. I wasn't entirely scared of the Heliolisk, but I just couldn't decide what the better play was. I was like, maybe I just double into Gengar. That's initially what I was gonna do here. But then I end up last minute taking that back, and I decide to just double in, try to burn, and I go for a Fake Out into Heliolisk's slot. And they end up switching out, so that was kind of... I'm like, okay, well at least maybe I'll burn something. And it ends up being Conkeldurr, which more than likely is running Guts. So all I did was like help out this Pokemon by burning it. Because that's pretty much what's going to happen here. Go for the burn. And it ends up being they go for a Focus Blast with Gengar. And they don't Mega Evolve, so I'm not entirely sure yet what's going on. But, yeah. Pretty much that is scary, but they call it Focus Miss for a reason. They end up withdrawing Gengar now that I decided to just double into it. They bring in Orthworm, and then this is where I started to realize, I'm like, wait a second, I don't actually have a great way to really deal with Orthworm. Because normally, the way I would deal with the Steel type on my team is maybe Earth Power from Venusaur. I mean, I can still use fighting moves and such on it, physical side, but Orthworm typically can bulk its defenses up. Yeah, and now this Conkeldurr is drain punching me, and I'm like, crap, yo. But I mean, obviously I can live, and I'm thinking maybe I have to just burn this Orthworm, and I'm just gonna go for a low kick I initially was thinking maybe I switch out, but then I was like, I'll just sack Weavile and go for a low kick. This damage will be helpful. But then they reveal that they have Mach Punch. I'm like, oh, of course they have Mach Punch on this thing. And yeah, pretty much I don't get the move off, and Weavile is pretty much going down, unfortunately. I do connect my Will-O-Wisp, which will help negate the leftovers on Orthworm. But now they're going to be going for coils here. I'm like, oh no, that's not good. Like, what could they be thinking? You know? I'm like, I'm a little concerned about Orthworm. But I also tried to consider that I didn't bring Snorlax this match due to the fact that probably would just get wrecked by these body press Pokemon. I mean, technically I guess I could curse in front of it, but it's not ideal. So yeah, I'm gonna have to go for a Sludge Bomb into Conkeldurr here, and I think I just go for Breaking Swipe to try to negate the attack on Orthworm. And simultaneously, it will also reduce Conkeldurr's attack as well. So yeah, I Mega Evolve, and Sludge Bomb goes off. Conkeldurr is obviously going to be able to tank it. It's pretty bulky. And reveals that they have Citrus Berry. I do go for Breaking Swipe. And yeah, attack is dropped. Orthworm goes for another Coil, which is definitely frightening. But as of right now, being able to have a way to reduce the attack, and they're both physical attackers and they're burnt, I felt like it wasn't the end of the world. I just need to kind of keep spamming Breaking Swipe pretty much in this matchup. So I'm just going to keep going for it. Actually, I think I decided to go for Dual Wing Beat here and remove Conkeldurr entirely. And I'm going to just go for Giga Drain into Orthworm. I know it's not going to do a lot, but it's the only move I can actually use on the Orthworm with the Venusaur. And pretty much any chip damage is going to be extremely beneficial for me. So Dual Wing Beat is able to finish up Conkeldurr. I do get a little chunk, like less than a quarter off of Orthworm with the Venusaur. Iron Tail comes in and gets a defense drop. I meant to look this up because I don't remember what percentage Iron Tail has to drop defense, but I feel like every single time this Orthworm uses Iron Tail, it gets a defense drop, like no lie. So I'm just gonna go for Breaking Swipe again and actually go for Earth Power into Gengar. I was expecting maybe they would go for the Mega here, but they use Trick, which I was like, wait a second, if they have Trick, that means they're not Mega Stoned, and it is a Choice Scarf, and I'm like, whoa, Choice Scarf Gengar, fascinating. But that's actually not a bad call if it has like Icy Wind and such like that. But yeah, I can just go for Earth Power, remove Gengar entirely from the game, and from here it disables my Earth Power, which isn't really a big deal. And I'm just gonna keep spamming. I mean, it's okay. I mean, I think I lost my item anyways. So they're pretty much just locking my Altaria into Breaking Swipe, which I don't really mind at the moment. Like I said, it's just helping mitigate the attack on Orthworm here. Which they aren't using Body Press, they're actually just going for Iron Tail. So I'm going to switch in Farigiraf here so I can get those defense drops off of Venusaur. And yeah, pretty much Thunder's going to miss Altaria, which is great. In comes Breaking Swipe. And yeah, attacks dropped on both sides. It doesn't really matter about it on Heliolisk. In comes Iron Tail. Doesn't really do a lot. But yeah, okay, maybe it was just in my head that the Iron Tail defense drop happened every turn, because it didn't happen there. So yeah, I just need to keep using Breaking Swipe. I don't even know why I thought of using another move. And I think I ended up just going for Dazzling Gleam, pretty much. I'm not going to be able to be doing a lot of damage here, but Orthworm's pretty much in a position where it can't really take anything off the field, it feels like. That Thunder does connect. And unfortunate for them, because the dual Thunder would have removed Altaria for sure. But again, I don't know if it really matters at this point. I think I've lowered the attack on Orthworm enough that probably even between the Grass move and Dazzling Gleam, I would have eventually been able to chip away enough at this Orthworm. But yeah, I think they end up just forfeiting if I recall here, and yeah, GG's. But yeah, thanks for checking out my video, ladies and gentlemen. Appreciate you making it to the end here. And with that being said, the Sass Squad's getting stronger. Each and every day, you have a good morning, evening, afternoon, wherever you're tuning in, and I'll catch you in the next one. Take care.